Walmart had a great quarter. I think most people expected it because they do tend to do well when the consumer's under stress. But some of the things that were interesting takeaways were things like the amount of generative AI that they're using in their business to close the competitive gap to peers like Amazon, especially in e-commerce. The idea that their growth is being led by volume, which is a very different story than we're hearing from most retailers. And finally, one of the other remarkable things is that they sort of issued a little bit of a warning shot to packaged food companies about still wanting to try to pass through price increases, and that Walmart is really focused on bringing prices down instead.
So does that bode well? So here's what I'm trying to understand with the volume side. Does this mean that this is good news for like a Costco or Target, or is Walmart taking share from the likes of Target?
Well, I would argue that Walmart is probably taking some share, and that they're translating that into volume gains, because they're very focused on offering value, whether it's from a price perspective or from a convenience perspective, and that seems to really be resonating with consumers right now.
Are people coming down who maybe were not Walmart shoppers, but now they're coming to Walmart? Is Walmart seeing that?
They are. They talked last quarter about bringing in higher income households, and that trend seems to be continuing. In the last year and a half or so, Walmart has invested in improving and renovating their stores, which is particularly important for higher income households, because when you walk into a store and it's kind of dingy or grungy, it doesn't make for the best shopping experience. And so part of that investment is resonating with those higher income consumers, but also people are becoming more practical about where they're seeking value. And I think I've used this example before, but if you can buy a box of cereal, which is a standard box, for 15 or 20% less at Walmart than you can at your grocery store, even that speaks to higher income households that are looking to save a little bit here and there as well.
Also, just in comparison of just how expensive regular grocery stores have gotten too, just in terms of that. Also, what about their e-commerce? Because basically another perk for Walmart is they're just basically like a giant warehouse also.
Yeah, I mean, their e-commerce operations are continuing to grow. I think one of the things that investors are finding very encouraging is that the losses associated with e-commerce are narrowing. Originally, Walmart said that they actually thought that it would generally be profitable in the next year to year and a half. Now, today, Doug McMillon kind of backed off and said, don't focus so much on just one metric, but that those losses are easing, and that really is a good indicator for Walmart as well with regards to its overall profit profile and where it's developing as a company.
Just real 30 seconds, where does growth come from Walmart? Is it just a GDP top line story?
It is in part, Paul, but at the same time, they really are pulling more people into it. They're kind of with their overall ecosphere. And so it's also through variety. So it's not just the store, it's, an increasing marketplace where they're becoming more competitive with the likes of Amazon, but it's also things like financial services or vet services or things that they're exploring that help bring people in for more than just shopping.